Hello friends and welcome back to another video on my channel. It is the last week of October and last week of seeing if I can finish this year's mystery shawl knit along before the month of October is over. Last time I talked about my shawl, I was behind on my knitting, but over the course of the vlog I managed to catch up right on time for the last part to drop. And with 1 week left to go, it should be fine, right? I have no idea what we'll do. I don't know how big this clue will be, but it should be fine, right? If you're new here and you're like, what do you mean mystery shawl? I have 2 previous vlogs that you might want to watch before watching this one or after, it's up to you. But a short summary is that every year in October, the knitwear designer Stephen West runs a mystery knit along for a shawl. You get about 1/4 of the pattern every week for the month of October, and we all knit it at the same time without knowing what the final result will look like. And it's great fun, it is great community, it's great. It's a great time. Usually the shawls are big and with lots of fun techniques and interesting stitches, and we refer to this annual event as MKAL, or the Westknits MKAL, because there are other MKALs as well. MKAL is just short for Mystery Knit Along. I have been doing MKAL for 3 years, so this is my 4th year doing it, and I have never finished the MKAL shawl of the year within the month of October. So that's the challenge this year, finishing this year's Mystery Knit Along shawl Go Go Dynamo before the month of October is over. From undyed yarn to My Little Pony inspired yarn to hopefully finished shawl. 1 week left to go. We can do it. You can do it. Hype yourself up. Let's go. In my last video, I had guessed that we would start clue 4 by picking up stitches along the top edge of the shawl. And it turns out I was correct. This is exactly what we're doing, so I'm just going straight in and getting started. I have mentioned this before as well, but if you find picking up and knitting stitches to be fiddly, I find using a crochet hook helps. I used this in the corner stitches, but the rest of the stitches were easy enough to pick up as they were. Now we can finally get on knitting. I'm so excited to see where this will go. We're starting with a few easy rows of back and forth knitting, which I love because I can just zone out or watch something and zoom through the rows. After a relaxing start to the clue, it is time to attach the contrast colour again and start on some tiny bobbles. I've made bobbles before, but never tiny ones, so I am curious to see how these will look. Okay, so on the way back, I quickly learned that the tiny bobbles are a bit on the tricky side to knit. I struggle with them a lot. By no fault of the technique nor the pattern, I have quite blunt needles and they did not want to easily go through 3 loops of yarn, but they're cute. Very tiny, very bobbly, so even if this was a bit of a struggle for me, I like them. On with the knitting for some more relaxing stockinette before we make some more bobbles. One thing I did differently this row was I did my knit yarn over knits a lot looser to hopefully help counter the blunt needle issue. Gotta play smart and overcome the hurdles, am I right? It was still difficult to work them, but a lot easier this time around. And look, we have a visit from the Orange Quality Control Inspector. Cheddar thinks this is very soft, very warm and very much something for him to sit on, so I would say it passed the quality checks this time. Hello, I want to check in because I have gotten a bit into the first part of Clue 4 and I want to talk about it. So let's talk about it. Here it is, the shawl. I am excited. We have reached almost the end of the first section of Clue 4, which is section 9 of the shawl. And it is so far looking like this. I have done 2 rows of the tiny bobbles and they look so good but are so difficult to make. This is nothing to do with the pattern. It's a really simple thing to do. Have you seen this? Have you seen these blunt needles? It's so hard to do this. This is a knit yarn over knit. And I'm not giving away any pattern details that Stephen isn't giving away for free, so don't worry. This is a knit yarn over knit and then you knit 3 together through the back loop, including that yarn over. And it is so hard to do with a blunt needle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to set the goal for myself, or like a treat for myself. If I finish on time, I'm buying a pair of pointy long needles because I've been wanting to get a pair for years, but I can never really justify getting a pair of like Shaiyehs. This check-in has been a little bit, I am in my emotions. But I am in my emotions about having to do this a 3rd time. So I'm just going to actually get on that and get past these. I know I would enjoy them more if I didn't have such blunt needles. I don't mind knitting this except for the needles, and I think it looks fantastic. So yeah, let me just get on with my 3rd row of tiny bobbles. And we'll get on with the next part of the pattern, which I am really excited for. It looks like it's gonna be some slip stitch triangles. I don't know what that means because I haven't looked ahead, but I've read the title and I can't wait to see what that is. So yeah, let's just knit yarn over knit and slip some stitches and knit 3 together through the back loop with these not pointy needles so we can see what that is. Yeah, see you on the other side of this clue. So with no time to lose, I am just getting straight back to the tiny bobbles. And that's the tiny bubbles done. On to the slip stitches. Just a couple rows into the slip stitch triangle section and it's already looking so cool. And it works up really fast too, thanks to the slip stitches. I am loving this. And now, as I feel like I need a reminder for this, I am also going to remind you to put your work down for a few seconds and stretch your hands and fingers. Also, if you're hypermobile like me, don't overstretch. I don't feel these stretches at all, and it looks like I'm not stretching anything, but the important part isn't stretching them far back, it's just getting them out of the grippy claw stance. Great job stretching, everyone! Now hydrate a little and maybe get a fruit or a small snack before we get back to knitting. Here's how my slip stitch triangles look so far. They look so cool. At this stage, it looks more like rectangles, but I also see the triangle, and whatever geometric shape this ends up looking like, I think this is so cool. Well, on to the next section we go. We have some more stockinette to do, as well as a bunch of decreases. I am so confused about the shaping right now, but I will trust the process. At this point, thanks to the decreases, the needle is sort of getting to be too long for this project again and is flopping around a lot. It's time for another check-in. Look! Got through these triangles. Maybe I shouldn't cover my mouth when I'm talking. Focus is also a good thing. Got past the triangles and all of the tiny bubbles. We had done that in the last check-in. I am disorganized in my brain because I've been focusing too hard all day. But yeah, I just read ahead in the pattern a little bit. And there is more tiny bubbles, which I don't mind. It's just I had this whole rant about my needles. But look, I think we can solve this because we have a lot fewer stitches, so I think it's going to be a bit bunched up, but I'm going to move it to a shorter needle because I do in fact have a pointy shorter pair of needles, so I'm going to do that and hopefully that's going to help. But yeah, making progress. The rows are going faster and faster because they're shorter and shorter, and this section was really fun. I love this, it's so good. Anyway, I'm going to get back to knitting, so see ya. And on we go, knitting the knit yarn over knit row whilst also moving it to the shorter needles. Fingers crossed now this will help me. It's the moment of truth. Time to do the knit 3 together row, and it is working! It's so much easier with the sharper needles. I am so relieved. Also, no more cable flopping around. Now I have nothing to complain about with this row. It's gonna be smooth sailing with tiny bobbles from now on. Also, not me multitasking, editing a vlog at the same time I'm knitting, as well as blocking a swatch for another project. Gotta have at least 3 things going at the same time, always, right? I'll pop the vlog in the corner here if you want to watch it. But yeah, feeling re-energized after changing needles, I am having so much fun making these rows and I'm just happily zooming away through the pattern. That's 3 more rows of super cute, teeny tiny bobbles. Now we'll add more slip stitch triangles. Bam! They're so cute. And now time for a 3rd repeat of the bobbles. So without further ado, let's just make those. And more decreases. I am still quite confused about the shape. Not in a bad way, I'm just not sure what shape it's going to be once we're done. Truly a mystery shawl. With just 6 stitches left, it is time to graft them together and oh, a half circle shape. I don't know why I was expecting this to turn into a point, but I am not disappointed. Now let's just weave in those ends. Today is October 31st. Happy Halloween, blessed Samhain, or just a happy Thursday if you don't do this holiday. But anyway, friends, we have a finished shawl. I can't believe we actually did it. It is done. It does need blocking. I haven't had time to do that yet, but I will get right on blocking this right after I finish filming this video, because look, it is so pretty. It is so pretty. Now, I will say this for transparency, there is one more section in this last clue, but it is entirely optional to add, and I am not sure I want to add it, so I will block this, and if I decide at a later date that I do want to add, it's a cute border that's like wavy to the bottom of this. If I do decide I want to add it, I will add it at a later date, but for now I am just absolutely loving this bunting look off the bottom of the shawl, so I don't really want to mess with it. So since it's optional, I will say this shawl is finished, it's done, we did it. I had so much fun with this one. It was a great pattern and it was relaxing but also engaging in like the right, for me, absolutely perfect balance. And it is full of little details that I absolutely love. I adore how these tiny bobbles are like echoed in these bubble rows, and same with the stripiness of this is echoed in here, and it's like it's so good. And I think these, if you look at it like this, these triangles up here, they are like little sunbeams, and it's so beautiful. I just love this so much. And you know what? I made it within the month, so now I get to treat myself to a nice pair of sharp, pointy, crispy circular needles for next year. Bye, blunt needle, bye. What are your thoughts on the shawl? Did you join MKAL this year? And if you did you finish it within the month, or are you, like Steven says, embracing your own pace and finishing it later? I can say, challenging myself and committing to actually finishing this within a month was so much fun for me. We all know I love a really tight deadline, but there was a while where I thought I would never finish this on time, and it was in clue 2 with all of these really long rows, 400 plus stitches rows of bubbles. I am looking at you. Literally last night when I grafted those final 6 stitches, I was like, now what? Is that it? I was also really surprised to see this turn into a big semicircle. Honestly, the shape of the shawl has changed so many times during the process of knitting it, and I was like, okay, weird that we pick up here and now knit like to a V-shaped point, but I guess that's a shawl shape. Guess we can do that, and then bam, finished shawl? What? It really has kept me guessing and on my toes. But I have loved every single second of knitting this shawl, except for the first bit of tiny bubbles. But that was the needle, not the pattern. And I just can't get over the fact that I dyed this yarn. I love it. Like, what? Anyway, that is a lot of talking. Thank you all for coming on this knitting challenge mini-series journey with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I certainly have. But now I don't have anything to work on again. So what do I do with my hands now? Let me know in a comment down below what you think I should work on next. I'm feeling crochet, but all suggestions welcome. And if you don't have any suggestions, what do you think of the finished shawl? Do we like it? I mean, I personally love it, but tell me your thoughts on the shawl below. And if you don't feel like talking, pop a little unicorn emoji in the comments. I did base the colours on a My Little Pony after all. While you are in the comments, please also leave a little thumbs up like on the video if you liked it, as that helps me out so much. Thank you. And if you are new here, hi, hello and welcome. I am so very happy to have you here. Thank you so much for clicking on this silly face and watching this video. If you are new and you would like to keep up with what I post in the future, please consider subscribing and also ring the little bell to get notified whenever I upload a new video. We're in the middle of Channelversary celebration week. Yay! So if this isn't a great time to stick around, I don't know what is. But we do lots of fun stuff on here, like we do live crafting hangouts, we do knit and crochet challenge videos, we do cozy vlogs and project videos, and this specific week we have a bunch of things going on with a couple super fun announcements to look forward to at the end of the week. So if this sounds like fun and your cup of tea, feel free to stick around and join the little cozy crafting club we have going here on the channel. But But with all of that said, I would like to thank you all so very much for watching this video, and I want to wish you all a fantastic rest of your day, a marvelous, beautiful rest of your week. Make stuff you love, and I will see you again very soon. Take care now. Bye!